What's up guys, Polk here, and today we're going to be breaking down one of the more misleading videos that I've come across here on the platform.
Right back up, then down again. It's on fire right now, bro.
It's been privacy coin, privacy.
Before we jump into that, I want to give you guys a quick heads up. Be careful out there. I know that cryptocurrency is booming. There are many ways to make money, and it might seem like you got to get in while the iron's hot and make some moves. But be careful about what you invest in. There are so many projects going on, and there are so many people that want to sell you a bill of goods to further their own agenda. People can promote small market cap coins in order to get you to buy them so the value increases. People can try and sell you affiliate products so that you buy things and they make money. Or people can get you involved into what may or may not be Ponzi schemes.
Be connected!
It's going to be your responsibility to keep yourself safe and try to avoid problem situations. So always stay aware of what's going on and try to follow channels that you think are giving you unbiased and fair information. Look, I know it's a tough line between someone trying to promote what they're doing and helping themselves versus are they just doing it to try and make money? And it might be difficult as a viewer to understand who's doing what. But by watching people's content, I think you can start to get an idea for what you're in for. There are also a couple of different kinds of people. There are people directly trying to get you into harm's way by using your money to further themselves. And then there are people that are just kind of helpless.
I'm not really exactly too sure what a public key is.
The video in question today is certainly more in the second category. It comes from a channel known as JR Business, which is the offspin of a car channel called JR's Garage. Basically, this kid made a lot of money from selling cars and buying cars and fixing cars. I don't really watch the channel, so I don't know too much about it, but he has a successful channel over there, and he's trying to spin it off into a business channel where he can talk about other hot trends like cryptocurrency. What scares me is the complete level of misinformation in this video across many different segments of it, compounded with the fact that it did 200,000 views and many people in the comments loved it. This is the kind of stuff that you absolutely have to watch out for. You don't want to be the people seeing a video like this and thinking that it's factual because a lot of the information is just completely wrong. Right out of the gate here, I want to talk to you about things to listen for to know if someone knows what they're talking about or if they're completely full of shit. Knowledgeable people in this space will talk about the size of the coin. Is it small cap? Is it large cap, mid cap? What's the total value of all the coins in circulation? They'll talk about the technology. They'll talk about what they're trying to accomplish. They'll talk about the white paper. They'll have read through and understood what these guys are trying to do now, or what these different coins are trying to do. All coins have a white paper. It's kind of the premise for what they're trying to accomplish. Usually includes some kind of roadmap and where they're trying to head and what their overall goals are to solve a problem that exists online.
We're going to be talking about multiple cheap yet hot cryptocurrencies right now.
You want to avoid terms like cheap and hot. Those are not terms that you want to hear. First off, hot doesn't mean anything because sure, it's being bought a lot right now, but what if that stops? It's not an indicator for the future. This coin is just so hot, man, you got to buy it. Okay, well, what if no one buys it after you? It's not going to go anywhere. And what if there's no fundamental value for the coin, right? So that doesn't make sense. And then cheap, okay, sure, cheap coins, and I use that term meaning their total market cap, their total, the amount of the coin circulation times its price. But cheap coins have more upside, but they're also riskier. So this is really a just very crude and inaccurate way to just kick off the video to try and get people interested. I've got to give credit where credit is due though, and these markets are complex and it's hard to capture the essence of the movements of them. Well, this guy was able to break it down very succinctly.
So again, it's a great time to buy.
So that was crazy. All the way down and right back up, then down again.
Wait, I'm sorry, what was that like again?
Crazy. All the way down and right back up.
Wait, hold on. I don't think I exactly got it. What happened with the markets again?
Right back up, then down again.
Interesting. Let's move on.
That's one thing everyone likes about crypto. It's relatively anonymous, and then XVG just takes it to the next level. So it's that privacy coin, privacy token, and it is on fire right now, bro.
Bro, that's on straight fire. It's hella on fire, bro.
And then XVG just takes it to the next level.
Seriously though, guys, the level was here, and Verge is just like, it's next level. Also, why are they privacy coins? They are privacy coins. Why do we have these quotations?
Privacy coin, privacy.
I'm actually a little worried if you guys try to buy it because it's so hot, you might get burned. So be careful.
It's on fire right now. All these are on fire. What are we saying?
Now, the next part of this video we're going to look at is honestly one of the most amazing shill fests I've ever seen, mainly because it doesn't feel bound to things like facts.
And then there's XRP, which is the actual crypto coin. So you have the software and then you have the coin. So one big thing that I really like is actually Ripple is about to become more decentralized than even Bitcoin is.
I never knew one of the upsides to Ripple was that it is going to be more decentralized than Bitcoin. I want you to do an experiment with me. Open up an incognito browser here, and I want you to search for most centralized coin in Google. And look at the first word in the first link. Most centralized coin. Ripple is the most famous centralized coin.
Actually, Ripple is about to become more decentralized than even Bitcoin.
Okay, so Ripple is actually the biggest centralized coin and one of the most well-known ones because the people that created it actually have over 60% of the entire supply. Now, they are releasing $1 billion a month starting sometime soon, but still the founders have a ridiculous amount of the currency, and that's exactly what centralization means. It seems like this guy doesn't even know what the word decentralized means.
I'm not really exactly too sure
what decentralized means.
Anyone experienced investing in digital currencies would understand that what this guy just said made absolutely no sense, but I want to explain because it's important for people that don't know much about how it works. Now, the thing about what a coin's price is that it only really matters given the total amount of them that exist and the amount that are in circulation. So it doesn't really matter if something's $1 or $1,000, it comes down to how many of them there are out there. If there was only one coin and it was $1,000, or there was 1,000 coins and they were all in circulation and they were each $1, they would have the exact same value. If you decided to buy $1 worth, well, yes, that might buy you a full unit of the cheaper coin and only 1/1000th of the more expensive one. You have exactly the same amount in terms of US dollars. Where people start to get confused is that they see the huge price tag on Bitcoin and they see, oh, wow, this is so expensive. I can't afford something that's $15,000. I can't afford that. Oh, Ripple's only $2 or $3. Yeah, that's a little more affordable. But what are you buying? Because there are only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever exist in circulation, and there are 100 billion Ripple. So you're getting a much more valuable asset when you do buy that Bitcoin or part of a Bitcoin versus when you buy many Ripple or a single Ripple. The reason it's important to understand whether a currency is a small cap or a large cap is because it kind of gives you an idea of both the risk you're taking and the potential upside. When you invest in much larger currencies, you're taking on a lot less risk. They're more stable, they have more backing, they have a better roadmap or plan, generally speaking. So you're buying into something that more people have bought into beforehand and has more framework to be successful down the road. But one of the drawbacks to doing that is you're not nearly as likely to 10x or 100x your money. If you buy Bitcoin today, while I do believe long-term Bitcoin will see extreme highs in terms of its price, you're not going to double your money tomorrow. That's simply not a realistic thing to happen. So basically, as you pick currencies that have a smaller market cap, even though we've been through what the market caps actually mean, when you pick ones that have smaller market caps, then you have a better chance of a lot of return, but also much more chance to lose all your money. You know, some of these projects are going to fail. We see so many projects in the space right now, and the smaller ones that are upcoming, they have way more risk, but way more upside. And that's kind of what makes coins cheap or expensive. Cheap coins are not like Ripple. Ripple is an expensive coin. It's the third most expensive one you can buy.
So the supply, instead of, it's not infinite, it's not big, and every single time you make a transaction, it's actually getting a little bit smaller.
There are many points in this video that tilted me absurdly hard, but I want to make this last one before we move on to our next topic. The supply isn't big. There are 100 billion Ripple. Billion. That makes it one of the largest supplies that's out there, and there will be many more released in circulation that are currently not in there.
Content. Yeah, so Tron was really built, Tron's a little more confusing to most people, but it's really built for online content creation. They've got some crazy things in the works. They're going to be,
Now, their in-depth look at these different currencies on this poster board, while being highly technical, is not completely accurate. Sure, Tron is currently focused on online content, but their long-term goals are actually rather lofty.
So in Tron's case, they've chosen to focus on this online content, kind of the advertising world online, that kind of stuff, and trying to tackle that, which is, it's a big thing, but it's still maybe a small thing in the grand scheme of things compared to this. So when we go over to Cardano, they're trying to be an all-in-one
Yeah,
they're trying to do
source
it all
for everything.
which is
So-
why they have one of the biggest potentials out of these for
Yes,
like, if they
yes,
catch on,
yes.
it's game over. Like our investment's gonna go boom.
Cardano is not an all-in-one. I don't actually even really know what that means when they put that there, but rather it is similar to Ethereum. It is a decentralized platform for applications. Because Cardano is newer than Ethereum, it has some new elements that are being incorporated. They're trying to improve on the basis. Now, I'm not super in the know when it comes to Cardano, but I can tell you it's not an all-in-one everything currency. I actually just don't even, I really don't know what that, can someone let me know what that means? I don't know what that means.
Tron's like, we're just doing content creation, not that hard. But if ADA is trying to do everything, that's a big bite to chew. So
Couple things here. First off, I enjoyed the way they talk about Tron. Super simple. We're sticking in digital content. They have a massive plan that goes all the way to 2023, many different phases, rollouts, and ultimately a decentralized platform for applications like Ethereum and Cardano. So they're actually going to be competing in somewhat of the same space, yet seem to have no idea that that's even part of the plan. Also, we've established that we don't know what all-in-one means, but I don't think that they know either.
but if ADA is trying to do everything, that's a big bite to chew. So it could, end in problems. But
I still think ADA is going to the moon, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer than everyone thought. We had that one spike a couple weeks ago. It's kind of been plateauing
Chilling.
recently. It's not really going anywhere, but again, that's a great opportunity for you guys to get into it.
we still think it's going to spike up to $1 pretty soon here, and we eventually think it could go to 2, 3, even higher beyond that, in our opinion.
You don't know what Cardano is, you don't know what they're trying to do, and yet you're predicting a dollar price for sure, possibly 2 or 3 or more. What does that even mean? How do you know anything? You're basically just saying numbers.
2, 3.
Next up, the crew is going to give us a rundown of why you should pick these guys to invest in.
A quick rundown for you guys in case you're wondering which one you might want to put your money into. So let's run through this really quickly. So we've got Verge, which actually had a spike recently. So it's got some promising redeeming qualities to it. So it went from, again, single digits up to 20+ cents per coin recently. So that's a good one to be watching out for. Ripple has the biggest market cap. It just hit $1, and it's moving up very quickly.
Yeah.
We've got Cardano here, which had a big spike about a week or two ago, and they've kind of been, again, plateauing recently, again, which is a good opportunity for you guys to get into it. And then Tron here, which is sitting at,
Tron's just kind of like chilling right now. I mean, it hasn't taken any massive spikes. We bought in. It's still at like 4 cents, 4.5 cents, so
Yeah.
it's still relatively cheap.
If you were listening closely, you would realize that almost nothing was actually said here of any substance at all, except for random dollar numbers and why that means somehow you should buy them because they have been going up and or down. In fact, through this video, there have been points where it's going down. They told you to buy because it's a discount.
And now that it's down, we're actually like doubling down, tripling down.
Plateauing and then insinuating that there's going to be a spike, so buy because of that.
plateauing recently, again, which is a good opportunity for you guys to get into it.
Or going up and it's hot, so you should probably buy.
Had a spike recently, so it's got some promising redeeming qualities to it.
So that means that, according to my math, that means that you should probably shut the fuck up. We're going to take this same approach and look at some traditional stocks. Join me. Here we have Google. One of the things that I really like about it is that each share is really expensive, so it's kind of hard to get one, and I think that that makes them a little more valuable. And Google is a really big company. They are Google, so I like that too. And it's been plateauing here for at least a few days. But overall, it's been going up, getting a little bit hot. So I think this is a pretty good buy, if you're into making money. This one, they're kind of trying to do, it's kind of an all-in-one situation. They're just doing the search thing. At least I use search from Google. I never liked Ask Jeeves. Jeeves, how are people still using Ask Jeeves? Think about it like this. Google, $1,100, Facebook, $188. So pretty cheap, pretty good opportunity there to get in on Facebook for a much cheaper price than Google. And it's one of the biggest companies and it's that price, which makes it a really good, really hot stock, I would say, to get in there for. I understand that these kids are trying to make a video on a trending topic and they're trying to get involved into the space. And I understand what they're trying to do. But the thing is, when you start to give really gross, terribly wrong information about things that people will invest in with their money, you're really kind of hurting the people that are listening to you, that are hoping you're going to give them good information that then they can go and make informed decisions. And right now, look, I know it seems like a joke because everything's crushing, right? Every single currency in the top 50 or 100 over the last month or two has just murdered it. Maybe not all of them, but most of them for sure. And so it's easy to think that everyone's a genius, but that will end. There will be a point where everything isn't blasting off, and you're going to want to make sure you give your viewers good information for them to make good decisions. Thanks for joining today, everyone. Just want to ask you to be careful out there when you're making decisions for money, and I'll see you guys again soon, so hit that subscribe button.